Welcome to breakfast. You know, I always get quite excited when we have like pop stars coming on and everything, but I worry for you because we're used to the early mornings, aren't we? But you're living it up late at night, all these glamorous events. How are you feeling? Was it a bit of a shock being on the sofa this morning this early?
No, I was ready.
You're ready for it?
Yeah, it seems like we're always doing these glamorous events, but it's, you know, I'm hustling, working just like everybody else and going to bed at the right time and making sure I'm waking up. I know I was excited for this morning, so I made sure to get some sleep for this.
It's good.
Just relentless.
Yeah, I've always had that mentality. I was born with it. My mom said that whenever I would color, if ever I drew out of the line slightly, I'd crumble up my paper and I'd throw it. I'd get so upset. So just it's how my brain works. Things can always be better, and I'm quite a perfectionist, and yes, it's all about hard work.
And when you've talked recently about the dark days then and your struggles, and you've been very open about that, about bulimia.
Own battles, and that was a big one of mine.
It's interesting you mentioned that it happened when you went to college, or that's when you felt the battles come. Because so many people look at the pop industry or the music wanting to look a certain way. Do you feel that now you're in this industry and you've experienced bulimia?
and you know, well, you're putting everything. The new album is out. I mean, this is an important moment for you, isn't it? This is a big moment. This is a big album.
Yeah, it's a very important moment for me because I'm the most honest I've ever been. And,
how do you mean?
With my music. I think as a woman now, I'm just more confident and more comfortable in my skin. I have never been able to speak about my issues in the past, and now I realize, now that I have and got past the shame and everything, that I realize I'm a voice and a light for other people who struggle with their own issues and their own battles, and that means a lot to me. Especially, I know that I'm helping some of my believers and my fans out there.
And
so.
is that why you wanted to speak out? Because you didn't have to. You could have just kept this private and
well,
not
a
gone
big part
public.
of the reason why I first came out about it is back in the States they had a show called Behind the Music for VH1, and there were so many misconceptions about me being in the Dolls group, and people, there's a lot of meaning behind Big Fat Lie, but basically it's like, you know, things aren't always what they appear to be or what they seem to be.
What were people saying that were the misconceptions?
Well, you know, it's the name, it's the image, it's the concept, do you know what I mean? And so, like you said, oh, this glamorous life, and last night, are you here able to, you know, it's like, no, I work just as hard as anybody else. Like my parents, when they grew up, and I came from very humble beginnings, that's the mentality, that's what I learned for. So I'm very strict with myself on that.
Let's see a bit more of that hard work, shall we? This is another video from the album.
Video, I worked my butt off for a couple of months, doing lots of squats and making sure I felt very fit and strong for the video, and wanted it to be very natural, stripped down, and organic. But back to the album, when you asked me why is it so honest, is I'm just talking about certain issues the same way, and I know what it's like to feel that way.
I know you don't want to talk about Lewis Hamilton and your relationship. I know you're very private about parts of that, but while you're talking about being open in the album, we've been talking this morning about Jules Bianchi and his accident last week in Formula One.
Very serious. So I mean, I know it's a shock to everybody, and puts everything into perspective. So
does it make you more worried this weekend? They're racing again.
No, I can't think that way. I cannot think that way. I asked the drivers as well.
Okay. Thank you so much for your honesty and for your time this morning.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with the album.
Good luck.